What's going on, wrestling family? Welcome back to the channel. So I'm sure you guys are fully aware of the situation with Bobby Lashley, MVP, Tamina, and WWE, with them being removed off the internal roster. And ever since that's been announced, a lot of people online have been voicing their opinions, whether it be their concerns, their frustrations, or their conspiracies, or their speculations as to why Bobby Lashley made this decision. And I'm included in that group. But the best thing to do in this situation is to actually find out the truth, and that's what this video is supposed to do for us. And I can't wait to see what happens. Let's get into this.
What is going on, guys? It is WrestleMania here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including more news on the Lashley MVP departure from WWE, the real reason why Lashley is done with the WWE, MVP breaks his silence on his departure, why is WWE letting these talents get away, a Jey Uso Rhea Ripley storyline romance could be coming, Liv Morgan gushes with praise for Triple H, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new videos on WrestleMania XL. And now let's see the intro and get straight into our first story. Now first we looks at more news on the Lashley MVP departure from WWE. And top of today's news is a follow-up on the news that Bobby Lashley and MVP are expected to leave the WWE, and that Tamina Snuka may also be leaving as well. Interestingly, none of these reports mention that WWE adding time to Lashley's contract for injury, which has been the WWE standard operating procedure. As Bleacher Report noted, the 48-year-old was set to take part in the King of the Ring tournament, but had to withdraw due to an undisclosed injury.
I forgot about that.
If Lashley's contract expires, with PW Nexus reporting it ends around August, he could find himself reuniting outside the WWE with members from one of the promotion's most popular factions. But why the internal roster is a major factor?
I said that in my last. First of all, before we get into that, this guy is 48 years old. He's 40. This guy does not age. Whatever water he's drinking, whatever river he's drinking water from, whatever water he's slurping, whatever diet he has, I need that, bro. When I'm 60, I want to look 25. That's crazy. But anyway, so as far as them reforming the Hurt Business possibly outside of WWE, that's something I talked about in my last video, because Shelton Benjamin is already a free agent. It looks like MVP and Bobby Lashley's on the way out. And Cedric Alexander, he's in NXT now, but the way that he's being used, I don't feel like he's going to be there that much longer. It's better for him to get his talent showcased somewhere else so people can see him, because he's extremely talented, man. I feel like it's just not right for him to be like hidden and just sent to NXT to possibly do something. I'm sure they're not going to put a title on him or anything like that. So it's better for him to get a better chance somewhere else. And what I've noticed is when it comes to any of the wrestlers from 205 Live, especially three of the best wrestlers that are in 205 Live, they haven't really gotten good shots on the main roster, whether we're talking about Cedric Alexander or Mustafa Ali, or we're talking about Buddy Murphy. And I know Buddy Murphy was a part of the faction with Seth Rollins at one point in time, but as singles competitors, I don't feel like they've given them much. I mean, they kind of teased us with Mustafa Ali getting these IC title matches when he got in the feud between him and Seth Rollins, and the feud between him and Bobby Lashley, which even then they made him look super weak. So it's just kind of crazy how that worked, because all three guys are extremely talented. But anyway, let's keep going. There we go.
Entering news. It's also important to know why Bobby Lashley, MVP, and Tamina Snuka's absence from the internal roster is a big deal. Well, Sportster recently explained how the WWE's internal roster is a little different from the one you'll find on WWE.com. It's effectively the list of superstars who WWE either has plans for or intends on using in the future, even if they've not been seen on TV for a while.
Oh, wow.
Removal from that roster is a step beyond WWE not having anything for you right now. It means that the company doesn't foresee having anything for you in the future either. Hence a belief that Lashley, MVP, and Tamina might all be leaving the company soon.
Which they should. They just basically said, we ain't got nothing for you. It's like you in a relationship with somebody and they're like, don't touch me, don't look at me, don't smile at me, we're not hanging out, we're not going on dates, I'm not acknowledging you as my other half, I'm not doing anything, you just gonna be here, so whatever you want to do, you're gonna do. So at that point, just like any person with common sense and self-respect, it's time to get up out of there. That's just what it is, and it makes sense. Now, what's a lot more interesting in this situation is I haven't heard the term WWE internal roster being used a lot when it comes to news in the past. Like, I don't know if this is the first time this actually was said on the news. I'm sure it wasn't, but I don't really remember the last time they've actually used that term. and to talk about what the internal roster is. This is very, very, very interesting.
The WWE hasn't used Tamina since early 2023, while MVP has largely
Yeah.
been relegated to live events where he manages Omos. As for Lashley, he was supposed to work at the King of the Ring 2024, but rumor
Oh.
has it he was pulled due to an injury. But what
So
is
what
the
does that mean for almost? I wonder.
real reason why Lashley is now done with WWE?
Okay.
Bobby Lashley's rumored WWE exit could lead to a Hurt Business reunion outside the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
A new report indicates MVP has also been removed from the WWE's internal roster. Dave Meltzer commented on the situation during an episode of the Wrestling Observer Radio. I know that
Oh
there's
boy.
talk of them trying to get into AEW. It's one of those things where technically nobody can talk to them because I don't believe either's contract is expired, but their contracts are going to expire. As things stand right now, WWE is under the assumption that they are gone and that they're going to try to revamp the Hurt Business. I don't know if they'll use that name or
Oh.
not. I guess it depends on the ownership of that name. I think I saw MVP try to register to own the name, which would mean that they would maybe even try to use the name. Meltzer speculates.
Which they should. I cannot wait for this, bro. We gotta see the Hurt Business. They robbed that from us. And here's the interesting thing. I do remember an article coming out probably the end of last year about MVP thinking of revamping the Hurt Business in AEW. So maybe this. It sounds like that this is the plan all along, and it sucks that they're gonna have to do this at another promotion. But again, when it comes to people being creative, just do it, bro. It's not even about, and I'm not sponsored by Nike, and it's not about it being at WWE. It's just that if they have a dream and they have a vision, they have the right to execute that vision, whether it's at WWE or anywhere else. And I cannot wait to see it.
Speculated on how things could play out for the reunion. But whatever it is, they want to get Shelton Benjamin, who's also
Mm-hmm.
a free agent, and revamp the group in AEW.
I'll
Whether
watch
this
it for
happens
that.
or not, I mean, it depends on Tony Khan, but it's definitely something that is under consideration. I don't believe it's a done deal or anything like that, but it is something that is alive. As of right now, Bobby Lashley and MVP are both going to be gone from WWE when their contracts expire, which is relatively soon. While it's unknown who owns
Yeah.
the name to the Hurt Business, presumably the WWE, which tends to trademark any and all intellectual property.
That's
to
that
get its
photo
hands
right there, bro. That photo there is fire, bro. This is an iconic photo. And even if they don't keep the Hurt Business name, which I hope they do, I'm sure they'll still come out with a dope name. It's MVP, bro. It's MVP.
on, it's easy to imagine Lashley and company reuniting under a lawyer-friendly name that sounds familiar. What's not known is if Lashley and MVP have discussed who would replace Cedric Alexander, who is still in WWE. The Hurt Business is
Oh.
another example of Vince McMahon's mercurial booking of ending a fan-favorite faction long before its shelf life expired. McMahon likely left lots of money on the table when he split the group up. Likewise,
He
Triple H
did.
did the same, as MVP claims Triple H turned down his request to reunite the faction. Now, for some fans, the WWE's efforts to pair the Street Profits with Lashley seem like an attempt to make up for the company dropping the Hurt Business. As mentioned, the move did nothing for
Crazy.
Lashley or the Street Profits. If Lashley leaves the WWE, there's no telling what's next for Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. Fans have been clamoring for a singles push for Ford for some time, but the WWE appears to have no interest in it. But fans may be asking why Lashley and MVP are very interested in reuniting the Hurt Business. I would believe that Lashley and MVP are well aware of the marketing benefits to reunite the faction, as fans will jump at the chance to see how the group does when booked well. Lashley and MVP wouldn't also have to adopt a new gimmick, as long as they avoid using any WWE IP, which means they and Shelton Benjamin could get over very quickly. A Hurt Business reunion can rejuvenate any promotion. That's not to say it's a cure for a down-on-its-luck promotion, but it could be a valuable component in restoring fan interest.
Oh yeah.
Even more interesting, the Hurt Business could end up in TNA Wrestling. But
Yeah, and if they face the system with Moose against Moose and the boys, if they face the system, oh, that's gonna be fire right there. And if somehow, some way, they disband the system and Moose moves over to the Hurt Business, bro, that's money. That is money, bro. Man, so many. See, this is why it's exciting. It's so many possibilities nowadays of what can happen in the world of wrestling, and I love every minute of it.
WWE making it appear that the group has left the WWE by having them participate in the ongoing crossover between NXT and TNA. Whatever happens, a Hurt Business reunion is an ideal way for Lashley, MVP, and possibly Shelton Benjamin to hit the ground running in another promotion, and if handled correctly, could benefit the promotion they work in. Next up, MVP
Right.
breaks silence on his exit. A
Uh-oh.
recent Instagram post from MVP have fans wondering whether the Hurt Business's former manager is commenting on rumors he's leaving the WWE. MVP wrote, "I'm in the best of spirits. I love all of you. Don't worry about me. I'm just fine." MVP added, "All is well over here. Thanks for the love." He even went to X and posted a salute emoji. In regards to MVP's WWE deal, PW Insider notes, in the case of MVP, his current WWE deal is up in mid-August, and there have not been any major discussions as of yet about a new deal. There have been some talk about potentially using him as a producer or announcer, but nothing ever really came about in either role. Next up, could WWE sign talents at the last minute though? Now, it's possible that the talents rumored to be leaving in the WWE, Lashley, MVP, and Tamina, could end up staying, as fans and pundits have pointed out that the
It's
WWE
true.
could reach a last-minute deal with the trio.
It's
However,
business.
would any of these talents want to stay in the WWE after they've been misused? Or in Tamina's case,
They took him outside of the internal roster. They literally told you, "Hey, we ain't got nothing for you, and we ain't never gonna have nothing for you. So why not just leave?" It just doesn't make any sense at this point to stay. If that's exactly what leaving or being removed from the internal roster means, it's no point. Unless you're just like, you know what, I'm happy here. I just want to get paid. I just, want to feed my family and ride into the sunset doing it that way. That's a whole different story. But bruh, it's gold here. It's gold. The Hurt Business is gold here, man. It's crazy.
not used at all. Indeed, this fits in with the TKO Holdings' new policy of waiting until very late in a superstar's contract before negotiating a new deal, with a few exceptions. Next up, why is WWE letting these talents get away? Why would the WWE let Lashley, MVP, and Tamina leave the company? In Tamina's case, the promotion hasn't used her since early 2023. There have been no rumors or reports of Snuka being injured, so it appears that the WWE hasn't found a role for her despite her being a reliable wrestler. MVP has repeatedly shown his value as a manager. The former US champion and WWE tag champion is
Why they use
fantastic
that
on the
picture?
microphone. He played a large role in Bobby Lashley's transformation into WWE champion. He can get physical and even compete as needed, which makes him more of an asset. He's also helped Omos, another underutilized superstar, during the big man's infrequent appearances on TV. As for Lashley, his main event run as WWE champion shows he's very capable of carrying a brand. The Almighty's biggest obstacle during his title runs was their obsession with pushing Roman Reigns over everyone in the WWE. The
Yeah.
promotion could have had some big money matches between Lashley and Reigns, but instead it jobbed Lashley out in inconsequential TV matches. Next up is WWE planning a Rhea Ripley Jey Uso storyline romance. Could the Judgment Day's Rhea Ripley end up in a storyline romance with Jey Uso? Main Event Jey has made the overtures to the Eradicator that he's there for her if she needs a shoulder to lean on. In addition, Rhea recently confirmed that she has Jay's phone number, which has fans curious what's next for these potential star-crossed lovers. Sportster recently commented on things, revealing, "It appears WWE will be running with this storyline moving forward and teasing the idea of Ripley and Uso being an item. It's in line with a recent report that Ripley is being viewed as a babyface internally following her return, and teaming up with a fan favorite like Uso would certainly push that." Would you guys like to see this on-screen couple? Let us know.
I don't know. I mean, it'll be highly entertaining, but I don't know if I really want to. I don't know. It's one of them things that I don't really want to see, but I'm not against it because it could possibly be gold. And Jey Uso has ton of personality. He is one of the if not funniest guys in WWE. No, I can't say that. R-Truth is goated, but he's one of the funniest guys in WWE. He's a Waffle House ambassador, all kind of stuff. But I guess I won't say anything. I'll hold my criticisms until they actually do it.
In the comments down below. And finally, Liv Morgan gushes with praise for Triple H. Last but not least, Liv Morgan is gushing with praise for Triple H. The current women's world champion had this to say during a chat with a Big Show with Rustic and Rose. "Working with Triple H has been amazing. I grew up a huge fan, but I never thought someone I idolized would one day be my boss. I'd be under his guidance and tutelage. He's so helpful with any questions that I have or anything that I'm thinking. He's always open to listen and to help me out. I couldn't be more grateful for that. I walk into work so excited every single week to see what kind of shenanigans we're going to get into. It's a very happy, open, creative atmosphere. And Morgan has certainly come into her own after the last couple of years, but nothing like she's done since returning from a shoulder injury. Not only is she women's champion, but she's involved in a high-profile feud with Rhea Ripley and one of wrestling's most entertaining programs that's seen her chase Dominic Mysterio on TV. But there you have it, folks. The wildest
All right,
news
well,
stories and rumors you need to know.
Interesting situation. I love the information, but I love the possibilities of what can happen next. My thing is that they should not stay in WWE, bro. I hate to say it, but if being taken off the internal roster means what they're saying, Keep your self-respect. Get up out of there. But anyways, what do you guys think? How would you like to see them build the Hurt Business once again, internally in WWE or outside of WWE? Let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys for support. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. 14K is the next step. Salute, peace. Have a good day.